Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Making the Most of the Midwest Facility Masters Conference Experience webinar. This is an exhibitor meant for exhibitors of the 2024 Midwest Facility Masters Conference. I'm Ryan Savola. I'm the Marketing Communications Coordinator for WASBO. With me is Jeannie Diamond, our Associate Executive Director. And then we also have a few speakers that I'll let introduce themselves.
So welcome everybody. My name is Andy Daniels. I am the Director of Buildings and Grounds and Safety Coordinator for the Franklin Public School District, and also one of the conference co-chairs for the Midwest Facility Masters Conference.
I'm John Stangler, Director of Buildings and Grounds and Safety Coordinator for Pewaukee School District, also a conference co-chair and on the Facilities Committee for WASBO.
My name's Troy Miller. I'm with LHB. I'm an architect. I serve on the WASBO board, and I'm also a committee member. And I've been attending and exhibiting at WASBO conferences for over 15 years.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us today. So just a few quick notes. Since this is a webinar, you are all muted, but I did turn on the chat for you all. So if you have any questions, just feel free to enter it and we will try to get to all of them. But any questions that are not addressed during the webinar will be answered individually following the webinar. And I can also send any questions out to the whole group as well. Today's presentation and recording will also be emailed to participants following the webinar.
All right. Wisconsin WASBO went to the Texas Facility Masters Conference to see what they were doing and to consider working with them to create a Midwest version of the conference. WASBO sent 4 members of its school facilities committee to Texas. We returned excited about developing a conference in the Midwest. WASBO believed we could do it better than Texas in these 6 key areas. And it was definitely just working with our Midwest neighbors in order to make this happen.
Yeah, so as John mentioned, again, the founding members and WASBO really wanted to work with those Midwest neighbors and wanted to do so by selecting heavy hitters on the important topics for school facilities. And they wanted to provide attendees access to exhibitors who could provide resources to school districts and also just offer those networking opportunities.
Yeah, the first conference was offered back in 2008 at the Wyndham in Milwaukee. Since then, we have grown from 151 attendees and 46 exhibitors to around 400 attendees and 140 exhibiting companies.
Most of the attendees work in departments of facilities, maintenance, and operations, as they're the main users of the products that we as vendors offer. We also see quite a few attendees from the business office as they pay for or provide aid to facility staff in regards to purchasing products and services.
Yeah, so one of the greatest benefits of the exhibit hall for both the attendees and exhibitors is building those relationships. School district employees need the assistance and expertise of vendors through their decision-making and purchasing processes. All 3 of our panelists are here to discuss the importance of building relationships in the exhibit hall.
So for me, when I enter the exhibit hall, I do go in with some goals. I like to touch base with current partners that I already work with, but I am often seeking new partnerships and relationships, especially if I have something going on in my district that's trending. I might not have that existing resource, so I come to the conference looking for resources for those issues that I might be experiencing. But please know that I'm not just looking to purchase right then and there. I may just be looking to gather information from vendors, take that back to my district. And again, I look to vendors to be knowledgeable on those trending things that are happening within school facilities, because I'm relying on you guys for new resources and most definitely your expertise.
As Ryan and Andy noted, when attendees visit the exhibit hall, they're not looking necessarily to purchase at this particular time. They're looking to build relationships. They want to know about you, your product, your company. Defining success of your time at a conference should be based not on sales, but rather the value of those relationships and the time you spend making connections. Many sales relationships take a long time to develop, and word of mouth is something that we really rely upon. So doing a good job and introducing folks to each other is also part of a great step in getting to know people and to spend time building trust amongst your potential clients in the future.
Today, we're going to share how to experience the exhibit hall before, during, and after the conference.
Before the conference, when you visit a client, be sure to tell them about the conference, where it's located, about the experiences that you've had in the past maybe, and what you're expected to know or expecting to know. Let them know if you're exhibiting. Not only share what you're doing at the exhibit hall, but talk about the exceptional professional development that occurs, as well as networking with some of their peers.
We have a goal to see more than 400 attendees at this conference, but we can't do it alone. Please reach out to your clients, especially those in other states, to make sure they're aware of the conference and the tremendous value that they'll receive at this conference. We also will recognize the exhibitor who got the most attendees to come to the conference.
Yep. One of the benefits of exhibiting here is participating exhibitors will receive the attendees list of each company's primary contact who registered for the conference. That will be given to you on October 16th. That list should be used one time by email or mail. If you are emailing, please do not use attachments. Please use links.
Awesome. Now, just a reminder, today is the room block deadline, so you will want to book your hotel at the Kalahari today. You can do that at wasbo.com/MFM hotel. So yep, make sure you do that by the end of the day today. Other than that, make sure that you take care of all of your booth needs with Valley Expo by the discount deadline of October 7th. That is available at wasbo.com/MFM services. Included with your booth registration, you do get 2 full conference registrations. Name badge registration did open up today. The person who registered your booth should have gotten that information this morning. So feel free to register your people now. As of now, none of your reps are registered, but you can order your name badges through October 11th, but try to do it sooner if possible. Included with your booth, you have an 8x10 booth, carpeting in the entire exhibit hall and hallways, wireless internet, a skirted table and 2 chairs with pipe and drape, as well as your booth sign, a program listing on WASBO Go, which we'll talk about more in a second, but things like wired internet and electricity are not included, and that's things that you're going to have to order through Valley Expo. Another excellent way to network with attendees and to get involved with not only the exhibit hall, but also the entire conference is by participating in the conference scholarship raffle. Exhibitors sign up at the link provided below and bring a drawing prize item to be displayed at their booth. Vendors that sign up ahead of time will be recognized in WASBO Go as another way for visibility amongst attendees. Attendees and vendors may purchase raffle tickets, and the proceeds provide scholarships to conference attendees who would not otherwise have the opportunity to attend the conference. 13 scholarships will also be awarded at this year's conference due to the generosity of the 2023 vendors and attendees, as well as Focus on Energy.
Be thinking about what prize you could offer as part of the scholarship drawing. It doesn't need to be costly. A $25 gift card from Home Depot, Cabela's are but a few options. You could also do theme baskets such as hunting, fishing, wine, cheese. The opportunities and the themes are endless. Raffle items can be for work or personal life, and a few exhibitors will even offer tickets for various sporting events or other types of activities, plays, things like that. Remember, people are different and people have different interests. So don't always go to the main thing of sports goods or things like that. The benefits of participating in the drawing help provide increased booth traffic, as well as lead to conversations with attendees to help you build those relationships. So be thinking about what the prize or what your drawing offering might be, and how that might help with conversation.
Yeah, the raffle is an excellent way to engage attendees without driving a sale.
Yep, and as you know, the raffles go to those conference scholarships. We select those recipients of those conference scholarships based on their submission and answers to the questions regarding their need. What we do is work to get new participants at the conference, and recipients are typically first-time attendees to the conference. So essentially, your participation in this scholarship drawing, the raffles, that actually helps drive the attendance of the conference. Again, we're trying to get to 400, and the raffles and scholarships help that.
Yeah, so just also another note, if you're looking to increase your visibility, sponsorships are still available for this year's conference at the silver and bronze levels. Being a sponsor of the 2024 conference also provides you with a right of first refusal to sponsor the 2025 conference and receive priority booth registration in 2025. Troy, would you be willing to share your experience as an exhibitor and a sponsor?
We exhibit and sponsor so that we can be seen by our clients, both current and future. And we do it to make connections with new friends, and that's probably something that's very important. Take those opportunities to learn new things, and above all, you know, we like to sponsor, we like to exhibit, because that's really how we continue to maintain those personal connections, personal touches, as well as help fund the opportunities that provide great food and wonderful activities and events.
Okay, so just a little bit more on sponsor recognition. For our top sponsors, we also will be offering a solution circuit where attendees will be encouraged during the dedicated exhibit hall times to meet and engage with our top sponsors at tables in the middle of the exhibit hall. This provides an extra touch point between exhibitors and attendees. Note that we don't have any more top spots for the 2024 conference, but sponsorships are still available at the lower levels, and you can contact me with any questions. Yep, so here are just some of the other benefits. We basically recognize our sponsors in our WASBO Go app, which you can download now. Advertisements and other recognitions link directly back to your website that can connect Midwest school decision makers with as simple as a click. And there's other examples such as homepage and event dashboards ads, logos on splash pages, and different banner ads. Find out more about all of our recognition opportunities at wasbo.com/sponsor.
There's different ways to be visible at the conference, and past experience has shown that offering meals and breaks in the exhibit hall has provided benefit to both the attendee and the exhibitor for additional networking opportunities. Exhibitors are invited to all meals and networking events. So during the conference, be visible to the youth. Those are other ways to be visible to the attendees.
Yeah, the conference planning committee has incorporated many opportunities for networking. Be sure to join us for breakfast, lunch, and the networking events on Sunday and Monday evening, because it's a great opportunity to meet and talk and network with everyone.
While the exhibit hall and conference can feel overwhelming, it is important to remember that interacting with attendees is key to making your time at the conference the most beneficial. One of the easiest things to do is to clearly state your products and services at your booth.
You'll hear this often, but step out in front of your booth, shake hands, get to know people, sit with new people at meals, and engage in activities. You know, there's so many opportunities to meet and build those relationships. But one thing to keep in mind too is, how do you feel when you approach somebody when they're on their cell phone, taking care of emails, phone calls? You know, make sure that you're using devices in a respectful manner, and keep your head up. Don't be looking down, because opportunities are walking by all the time. And the last thing is, be considerate as well, because for me personally, walking up to somebody who's got ear pods on, you wonder if they're hearing or if they're really engaged in the conversation. So keep in mind, those technology crutches that we use for work aren't always the best way to build relationships and feel approachable when you're in your exhibit booth.
Also, step out from your booth, as Troy was saying. Include, you know, if you have an interactive game or contest that they can be included in. Games are a great way to welcome others to your booth. Make them do an activity. Consider a game with a scoreboard. Our attendees love to be competitive, so if there's any chance where, hey, they can be interactive or be competitive at your booth, they're going to do so.
Yeah, so and Troy already touched on engagement, but it's worth emphasizing. The more engaged you are, the more welcoming you are, we're going to see you more approachable. So consider that.
Also, you're invited to join attendees by going to professional development sessions. Hear what your customers are hearing and what questions they are asking that you may be able to follow up with. It is not advisable to attend your competitor's session if they are presenting. Instead, go to another session. This might give you a chance to meet someone you might not have expected to meet. Also, consider having some of your reps attend the facility certification session so they know what new facility leaders are learning about. As service affiliates, you're also welcome to fully participate in the WASBO Facility Manager Certification Program. It's a great way to meet district professionals, especially the ones that are up and coming who eventually take over in some of these other districts. And you can find out more at the wasbo.com/facility cert link website.
Yeah, another opportunity to be visible is moderating a session, which all you would need to do is introduce the topic and speaker, take attendance. It's just another way to really get out there and get in front of some of the attendees. All moderators, though, must be registered to participate in that.
Participation in conference activities is another way to connect and have fun. But remember, there are always opportunities to volunteer as well. If you just step out and see Jeannie or Ryan or some of the others, there's always things that need to be done. And those are wonderful ways to meet new people and find a new role or opportunity within the organization. You can sit down at lunch at one of the round tables in the hall, participate in solution circuits, and attend several networking opportunities to connect with attendees outside of the formal booth space.
And we also have a ton of networking receptions throughout the conference. So be sure to check those out. Those include our welcome reception from 7 to 9 p.m. on the Sunday before the conference, October 27th. There's also that networking reception that closes out the exhibit hall from 4:40 to 5:40 p.m. on Monday, October 28th. And after the exhibit hall closes, there's even another one. You can join us at the Tailgate Social from 8 to 10 p.m. on October 28th, where you can enjoy food, networking, prizes, beverages, Monday Night Football, and a costume contest. Please, we encourage you to dress up. And as Andy and John mentioned, there are numerous ways to volunteer. To just go through these all again, conference moderators, which assists with the setup as speaker, introduce the speaker, and count the number of session attendees. Their most important task is to pass around the sign-in sheet. Moderator packets will be available in the speaker ready room, and we will be in touch with you regarding your volunteer assignments. Please, as we've mentioned, do not volunteer to moderate a competitor session. Another great way to meet a lot of people who will come up to you is to volunteer to sell raffle tickets. We will pair you with a partner. You'll get a ticket and a cash bag that will be available to pick up your shift at the start of your shift at conference registration, and you can sell raffle tickets. You can volunteer at the link below. And yeah, and then the next thing, another way, a great way to get involved is to give back. This is the third year where we are gathering items for the Kids in Need Foundation. The Kids in Need Foundation, which partners with teachers and students in under-resourced school to provide support. As you'll see, Andy and John just are holding up a bunch of different items that you can donate. Please donate new and K-12 appropriate items that are intended for use in the classroom.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in. So for those of you that haven't bought school supplies in a long time, we now need wet wipes in the classroom. We now need Kleenex in the classroom. All those things really go to a really good situation because teachers are often tasked with buying some of these products themselves. So this Kids in Needs Foundation really supports those teachers. Sorry.
Try to stick to the main brand names as well, because a lot of the off brands don't work as well when you are purchasing stuff. The best part about this is you can gather all these supplies in advance. Just make a note to make sure you grab the backpack with the supplies before you leave for the conference. So when you're packing up the rest of your stuff in your vehicle, make sure you don't forget the backpack.
Yes, and as John just mentioned, we're encouraging each of the vendors to bring a backpack full of supplies as a way to give back to kids and teachers in need. So yeah, just another reminder to get into the Halloween spirit. We're encouraging attendees and exhibitors to dress up in costumes on October 28th and 29th because it's a Halloween season, my favorite season of the year. And you can post photos of you in your Halloween costume in the conference photo gallery on WASBO Go. And yes, there are prizes for the people that dress up and post their pictures in the best costumes.
All right. For professional recognition, there's a lot of other great WASBO conferences that had awards, and we realized, hey, we don't really have any awards at the Midwest Facility Masters Conference. So we ended up adding all 4 of these awards to this conference. The Midwest Facility Director of the Year Award, also Supporting Cast Members of the Year Award. We also look at, there's so many of those unsung heroes in a lot of these school districts that are doing such great stuff but they're not getting recognized. So this is a great opportunity. So if you also witness some of these great unsung heroes in the districts and want to nominate them, you can nominate them as well. Also, you'll see with the Recovery of the Year Award, we have a lot of great restoration companies and environmental companies. And unfortunately, they do have some catastrophic events that affect their buildings, and they need to be able to get back as fast and recover and get back to school as fast as they can. So we kind of look at that award as, hey, we're recognizing all the great work that's happening with those restoration environmental companies and also with their partnerships with school districts in order to make that happen. And then also we have the Midwest Facility Team of the Year Award that is just recognizing like, hey, there's a lot of some highly functional operating teams in these districts that we want to be able to recognize. And again, it kind of gets back to there's just so much great stuff happening throughout the Midwest, not just Wisconsin, but the surrounding states that we need to be able to recognize and hand out awards to. And then just a reminder about school official ethics. The code of ethics for local public officials prohibits officials from accepting items or services of substantial value, anything of value that could be reasonably expected to influence the official's vote. Especially this year with there being a lot of referendums on the ballot on November 5th. We don't want there to be a conflict of interest with your company, so just be cautious of that. And then also anything of value that could be reasonably considered a reward for official action. So just make note of that.
Yeah, so essentially, local public officials can accept meals, refreshments, and the like without charge that are provided specifically by the sponsored and or sanctioned by the conference organizer, so WASBO, right? So please familiarize yourself with the ethic laws in your state, and please don't be offended if attendees do not exactly accept a gift that you're offering. They have to live by some of those, not only ethic laws within their state, but they also have ethic laws within their school board policy. So again, if somebody doesn't take something, please don't be offended and understand that they're just ethically attending the conference.
Yeah, and another way that you can help us improve the conference is to complete those exhibitor evaluations. We do look at them. You can also consider being active with state affiliates and becoming a member of different of the different state affiliates and attending their future conferences.
Follow up with new contacts using the conference attendee list thoughtfully. Remember that the conference is there to build those relationships one-on-one, person to person, and we really are looking for you to use this as an opportunity to get to know people and to get to know them personally, because that's really what much of this is all about. So this list is for your information and should be used once for mailing and emailing attendees. Don't harass folks, by just doing blanket big email blast, because it's not going to improve your sales. People really want to get to know you, get to know your company, get to know your product, and that's what the conference is all about.
Yeah, so if anyone has any questions for us, they can be directed at WASBO at 608-249-8588, or you can email me at marketing@wasbo.com. You can also email this email, ryan.civil@wasbo.com, for anything related to sponsorships, ads and logos, your exhibit booth, conference scholarship, raffle drawing prizes, or exhibitor name badges. If you are speaking, you can also email my coworker, Caitlin Peters. Her email and phone number is listed below. Feel free to put any questions in the chat as we're wrapping up here as well. But overall, thank you to our three panelists who have helped shed light on making the most of your conference experience. And thanks to all of you for attending this webinar and exhibiting with us. We'll send out the PowerPoint and the webinar recording later this week. We hope this has helped you, prepared you to make the most of your conference experience. And if you have any questions, please do reach out. And we will see you in about a month. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Forward to seeing everybody in about a month.
Thank you.
Enjoy your fall. And please dress up.
Yes, please dress up. I will be dressed up, I promise. And we will encourage all of our co-chairs to dress up as well. Thanks, everyone.